welcome back to Pendragon's Twisted Metals. Oh man, I really need a haircut. Don't know what that was, but welcome back. I just felt like doing something different in the intro, so welcome back to Pendragon's Twisted Metals. Tonight we are going to be continuing on our Evenstar pendant. We're going to be cleaning this up, measuring out the gems to try to see the ratio of the curved back area and see if we can pinpoint how big each of those loops are going down. So let's get started. And of course, we start with cleaning, which also we are testing our joint strength on all of the soldered pieces. This was somewhat difficult to clean because the prongs made very weird angles, so I needed to consistently just change the angle every single stroke I took with the files. Alright, here I'm measuring against the piece that we have made, the centerpiece, and I'm making sure the picture is the same size, and then I'm measuring each of the loops around the centerpiece to get an approximate size and how much metal we will end up using. Here we are taking the measurements that we just figured out and drawing the circles to match with the measurements. we are bending the metal as close to the drawing picture to make sure that we have all of the shapes and the correct length of wire to make the entire back structure. Funny side note, I actually figured out that silver will activate touchscreens, but only if your finger touches it. Like if another object touches it, it won't activate. This would have saved me a lot of time. Womp womp. These leaves are really oddly shaped. It's really hard to try to guess where they're going in the background in order to actually draw these out as well as I'd like to. Alright, well, the wings are a little bit, well, the leaves, they're leaves, I believe, on the back of it are really difficult to try to pin down because there are some references, because I'm literally using just pictures as references to see where everything is supposed to go. But there's some references that are 4 millimeters, and then there's others that it's 8 millimeters. So that's a pretty big difference between where the gem is to the end of that leaf. So like this one here is 4 millimeters. But I've found ones that are like 8 millimeters from the end of the gem there. So I'm gonna have to look into either printing out a picture so that I can trace out and try to trace that back pattern that I saw, and then reverse it so that I can at least get the shape of that piece, so then I can cut it out of the metal that I have. So for right now, unfortunately, we are stopping, just so that I can do the research and figure out where these leaves are supposed to go and actually trace them out. But we've got a fair amount done so far. We have the back wire piece basically bent out. So that's almost complete. All we need to do is tack solder, but I want to make sure that everything is correct before I start soldering pieces together, because of course then it's permanent. So trying to be extremely careful with this project, basically because it's a requested piece from one of the viewers. B, it is a very complicated piece, so ruining something could potentially get us all the way back to the beginning, and I do not want to do that to you guys, and I don't want to do that to me. So we're just gonna be taking our time a little bit here. So this might end up being a shorter episode, I don't know yet. I will have to figure that out when I edit, of course. But for right now, with what we have so far, we've got a pretty decent amount done today. We got that piece cleaned. We have the back wire piece bent out into the shape that it's supposed to be. For the most part, I need to adjust some things, and then once we're able to solder, I want to solder and continue readjusting so that everything's all nice and neat. But for right now, we are complete for this part of the project, and I hope that you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button and the bell, so then you'll get notified whenever I put out a video. We try to do 3 videos a week. I know that this past week it was like 4 because I accidentally did a live, but it's normally 3. I of course put out the Pendragon's Twisted Metals on Sunday, and I put out the Knitting with Metals. There's 2 of them. I do the lives on Monday and Wednesday, but then I upload them onto here on Tuesday and Thursday, just so then you guys know the schedule. I try, depending on where I am, I try to post them around noon. Sometimes I have bad service, or sometimes I have really good service, so when I upload them at 11, they end up coming up at 11:30. So between 11 and 12:30, sometimes 1 o'clock, but that's only if I have really bad service. So I hope that you all join me next week, or even at one of my lives. I think the next one will be Monday, so you can go onto my Facebook and follow me there, and then you'll be able to get notified of when I go live. But unfortunately, that is it for this episode. So I hope that you all have a wonderful evening.